Lawyers or HR? Who do you actually call and when? Let's be honest. An employee situation comes up, someone's underperforming, there's a complaint, maybe you're thinking about letting someone go, and your first instinct is call the lawyer. Pause for a second, because there's a very good chance you're about to spend a lot of money, get advice that technically makes sense, and still have the same problem a few weeks later. I'm Anna, and today we're breaking down one of the most misunderstood dynamics in business, the difference between what lawyers do and what HR does, why both matter, and who you actually call first depending on the situation. Here's where most people get it wrong. They think lawyers and HR are doing the same job, keeping the company out of trouble. And yes, both do that. But the way they think about trouble, completely different. A lawyer's job is to eliminate risk entirely. When you ask a lawyer, can we do this? They're thinking about every possible way that decision could end up in court. That's not a flaw. That's actually what you're paying them for. They're there to protect you from liability. HR works differently. We don't just ask, what's the risk? We ask, which risks are we willing to take and why? We look at legal risks, people risks, reputational risks, culture, and we balance all of that against your business goals. So the real difference is this. A lawyer tries to get you to zero risk. HR helps you decide what level of risk actually makes sense for your business. One shows you every possible minefield, the other helps you choose the path and walk it safely. Both are valuable, but they're not the same thing. Let's make this real. Scenario number 1, underperformance. You've got an employee who's been struggling for a while. Documentation is not great. You're ready to act. You call a lawyer. They'll tell you, high legal risk, incomplete documentation, don't proceed without the proper discipline process. Wait, and they're not wrong. But here's what's missing. What's the cost of doing nothing? What's this doing to your team? Watching this every day. What's it doing to your manager? Can you build a real performance improvement plan, not just paperwork, but something meaningful? And if you do move forward, what does that actually cost? And can you afford it? That's where HR comes in. We don't ignore legal risk. We put it next to every other risk, including the cost of inaction, and help you make a conscious decision. Scenario number 2, a harassment complaint. An employee comes to you informally. Nothing official yet. Legal will say document everything, limit communication, protect the company. All correct. But HR asks slightly different questions. What actually happened? Is this a pattern? What does a fair process look like for everyone involved? And what message does your response send to the rest of the organization? Because people are always watching what you do next. In this case, you need both. HR leads the process, legal supports if it escalates. It's not either or. It's about timing. Scenario number 3, restructuring. You need to reduce headcount. The pressure is real. Legal tells you your obligations. Notice, severance, compliance, essential stuff, right? But HR looks at something bigger. How do you handle this in a way that people can trust? Who are the critical roles you cannot lose? What does your communication look like? Not just legally correct, but human. Because how you handle this moment affects who stays, who leaves, and who will want to work with you in the future. The law gives you the minimum. HR helps you decide how far beyond that you want to go. Now, if you want the simple version, here it is too. Lead with HR for things like performance management, terminations, investigations, culture, structure, anything involving people in the process. Bring in legal when things are complex, contractual, or already heading towards litigation. And for most real-world situations, you probably need both. But here's the part no one talks about enough. Money. What I see all the time is this. Something goes wrong, HR isn't involved early. So the call goes straight to legal. The advice is technically right, but it doesn't translate into action. Managers don't know what to do with it. The issue drags on, and the cost just keeps growing. The reality is, proactive HR is almost always cheaper than reactive legal. Strong processes, clear policies, trained managers, they prevent problems before they become expensive. Think of it this way. HR is your everyday system. Practical, consistent, built in real situations. Legal is your specialist. Critical when you truly need it. The mistake is using a specialist for everything, and here is the question I want to leave you with. Are you making people decisions from fear or a strategy? Because when decisions are driven by fear, you end up with hesitant managers, rigid policies, and culture that avoids problems instead of actually solving them. And that's just not sustainable. HR at its best helps you make clear, informed, strategic decisions, not just safe ones. If this resonates, share your thoughts in the comments and follow for more real-world insights like this.